one more thing on the pop culture world before we kick into more media-related stories. Breaking Bad tonight. So exciting. Today's it's August 11th here. The rebroadcast it'll probably be after that, but right now it's August 11th, and for those on YouTube it'll be after that too. But right now, August 11th, noon Central Time, 8 Central Time, 9 Eastern Time. Breaking Bad coming back. I love that show. Yesterday, I did some stuff that I need to do, and then I just decided to totally veg out and watch some older Breaking Bad. And what's interesting, first of all, one thing that series does, and this tying into media stuff a little bit, they did the whole Season 5 Part 2 thing. Instead of just calling it Season 6, it's Season 5 Part 2. Right? Even though they took the same amount of time off, they just gave you 8 episodes, and then they're giving you 8 more. And I don't know if I fully understand the marketing behind that. I mean, I guess like when you draw it out, you really get people hanging on the edge of their seat. They really can't wait to tune in for the end. And I think part of the reason they do that more and more these days, and this is kind of obvious now, because of our media landscape and because people have so much easy access to these shows, and people know that, the cable television stations know that. And one thing I'll tap them on the shoulder for a little bit, or pat them on the shoulder, not tap, excuse me. It seems like they're doing this to kind of draw it out more so that they know they're going to get more viewers because they know, word of mouth is so strong. And now if someone's like, hey, Breaking Bad's awesome. Really? I never watched it. Well, hey, Season 5 Part 2 doesn't start until August. Maybe we're having this conversation in May. You can go get all of the seasons on Netflix and you can be caught up by the time the final season starts. Television networks know that this is happening, so they think, hey, if we can do a Part 2, if we can draw this out even longer, we'll get even more viewers. And that's one thing, and that's kind of embracing the technology, embracing the media landscape, embracing the easy access, and using it to your advantage instead of trying to fight it. Which cable television stations and networks have definitely done in various capacities, but in this capacity they're not. They're accepting the Netflix, they're accepting the Hulu Pluses out there, and they're saying, hey, one thing we can do, we can get people to be turned on to this programming, to be turned on to this content, so then all of a sudden we've maybe gotten, 25% more audience that we wouldn't have otherwise, because these people that are doing the word of mouth for us, which still is, the best marketing out there, really. I mean, word of mouth. That it can all be traced down to word of mouth. Even when you're going social media, there still is a word of mouth aspect there because it still comes from a person. So I think these seasons in different parts, I mean, other than just production schedules, I mean, that's part of it too, certain production schedules, certain, workload that you can handle, and you can't handle more than that. But I think also we're going to see more and more of that as years go by because they know that these people can kind of just catch up at their leisure to these TV shows. It's not just, obviously television and even DVR for that matter isn't your only option anymore. You have Netflix, you have Hulu Plus, you have all kinds of ways to get this content. So the longer they draw these seasons out, the better, because your audience is just going to keep growing and growing and growing and growing, and that's how it works. I just got into 6 Feet Under recently. My girlfriend was like, hey, I gotta turn you on to 6 Feet Under. And after an episode or two, I was like, I'm kind of into it. And I don't know how it ends. I'm making sure I don't find out. I'm not reading anything about it. So I don't know how it ends. I'm on Season 4. But I like it now. And that was off the air for a little while. I'm not even sure which year exactly it ended. I know right now they're in about like 2004 or something like that. Because they'll talk about Bush or something like that. And I'm like, oh, that brings back memories. I have heartburn all of a sudden.